Welcome back. As we told you earlier in the program, U.S. beef is back in China for the first time since 2003. Reporter Russell Nemitz caught up to U.S. Meat Export Federation CEO Phil Singh to get his thoughts on this opportunity and what exports overall mean to the U.S. beef industry.
Well, there has been a lot of exciting news here of late when it comes to U.S. beef exports around the world. More specifically here of late, the excitement that has been surrounding U.S. beef's return to China, the first time in some 14 years. And we're lucky enough to have a gentleman with us on the program today who always has his pulse on what is going on in the area of exports for U.S. red meat. More specifically, though, for this interview, Phil, we're going to talk about beef's reemergence in that huge and exciting market in China.
Well, it's very important, and it's a big milestone after 14 years to be back in the Chinese market. I think that we've done a lot of work in China over the years. We've done a lot of education and a lot of work in preparing the trade for our products. So well, I can't tell you how excited we are to have actually access now for our products in that market. We have offices in Beijing and also in Shanghai. And we've worked very extensively as far as our marketing programs and building the clientele for our products, so we're really enthused. I think the agreement, to some degree, is probably not everything that we hope for, but it's an initial step into that market. So I think that we're going to proceed, and we're going to proceed carefully, because always in a new startup market there's problems, but we anticipate that, and so we're going to work to identify those problems, rectify those problems, and to go forward for the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, keeping in the theme of the Pacific Rim, Phil, I mean, another important destination for U.S. beef for a lot of years has been Japan. And as I understand it, there's going to be a big celebration in September regarding your office in Japan.
Well, in Japan, we're going to be celebrating our 40th anniversary. We've had a presence in Japan for 40 years, and if you go back and look at the results over those 40 years, we've sold over $35 billion worth of beef to Japan in over 30 years. So it's truly been a successful market for us. We're up 28% this year from January through May. So Japan continues to perform, and we do have some concerns there. Obviously, there's concerns because of TPP and what that means as far as some of our competition in the market, namely Australia. But hopefully we'll be able to get these things worked out here soon, and we'll go forward.
All right, keeping with the big picture now, I mean, what are some of those other key markets around the world that U.S. Meat Export Federation is working on behalf of the U.S. beef cattle industry now?
Well, still staying in Asia, I would say that this year Korea and Taiwan have performed very well. We're the leading suppliers to those markets. And of course, this is all in the wake of BSE, so we've recovered those markets. So we're extremely excited that whether it's Japan, Korea, Taiwan, they've been really locomotives of growth for us. And then just to the south and to the north, Canada and Mexico have been our traditionally number 2 and 3 markets, and they're performing well again this year. Mexico is doing very well. The peso is getting stronger. And so as we look at these markets, the top 5 or 6 markets constitute about 60-70% of our exports, and our variety meat exports are doing very well. So on balance, the beef industry has a lot to be proud of internationally. $270 per head of a fed steer now is being exported, so it's significant to the producer's bottom line.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you being with us on Cattlemen to Cattlemen today.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right. Again, we've been visiting with Phil Singh, the Chief Executive Officer of the U.S. Meat Export Federation. We'll send it back to you.
To learn more about the work of the U.S. Meat Export Federation and its efforts to enhance U.S. beef demand overseas, visit their website at usmef.org.